Good evening, everyone. I just first want to thank the subcommittee for visiting Greeville, South Carolina. I've lived here my entire life, and it's a pleasure to have you here tonight. I represent the Palmetto Liberty Association. We represent various businesses and organizations across the state of South Carolina, bringing their concerns, their issues to you so you can know what your constituency believes, what they want to see happen. And tonight I come here to speak in favor of S115, the Bill for Constitutional Carry. I would like to offer... I'd first like to offer some ideology for this bill to show that it's consistent with the Second Amendment, and then just a few practical points as to why this bill should be made law. Okay, first, let's break down the Second Amendment. Let's break it down piece by piece. The first part talks about a well-regulated militia being a necessity. This is not referring to a standing national army, as the Constitution specifically says in Article 2, Section 2, that militias are of the several states, and it specifically mentions the Army and Navy of the United States beforehand. It's never really been contested that militias are typically local bands of voluntary personnel organized to deal with local issues and situations requiring swift action. So it's saying these militias are a necessity to the security of a free state. It then goes on to say people, mind you, have the right to both keep and bear arms. The obviously clear and natural reading of the text is that individuals have a right to own guns so that militias can be formed. It says nothing about you having to be in a militia to have a gun. It says nothing about a specific group of people only being allowed to have guns. It's referring to the people, which of course means individuals. Finally, it says this right shall not be infringed. That's right. The word shall in legal writing is a very binding term. It denotes finality to an issue, and it's basically saying that bearing arms is a right. In the prayer we had tonight, it was talked about God giving us these rights. These rights don't come from you. I didn't create these rights. No organization can create a right. It can only protect a right, and that's what our Constitution is doing. The idea is that we have this protected right. And that's pretty much, I would say, the ideological justification for this bill. The practical concerns to consider. As it's been already mentioned, Arizona, Wyoming, Vermont, and Alaska are all constitutional carry states. There's a plethora of other states that have far lenient laws, more lenient laws than South Carolina. I'd like to submit to you a Gallup poll that was released on February 1st, 2013. It said, gun ownership also varies significantly by region, with Southerners more likely to own guns than those living in other regions of the United States. It went on to say 38% of gun owners in South Carolina, or 38% of gun owners are in the South. 64% are Southern married men. This is the culture of South Carolina. This is the culture of the South. We're responsible gun owners here. We understand how to use them, and it's popular here. People would gladly welcome a law like this, reaffirming their cultural tendencies. And then, of course, the law says it is unlawful for anyone to carry about the person any handgun, whether concealed or not, with the intent to commit a crime. The anecdotal story given, what that man was doing is already illegal. The fact of the matter is, he would have found a way to do that even if our Second Amendment right was taken away. He had a mission and he wanted to do it. He wanted to steal property, and the law wasn't going to stop him. And of course it says the intent to commit a crime shall not be inferred from the mere possession, carrying, or concealment of a loaded or unloaded handgun. I'd just like to say that for me personally, as a South Carolinian, I would love to see this law go into effect, and my constituents would also love to see this. I pray that you would do the right thing and support this.